Okay guys, here we are. This is the VP4 US Open 2016, and we've got a match up here between Romario and Blackjagged. Blackjagged won the lag and he's going to break. It's a race to 21. It's winner breaks, and this is a non-handicapped tournament. There are two tournaments running at the same time. There is a handicap one, and this is the main event, the non-handicap one. And what we'll do is, if I can get to the bracket, we'll have a look and see if we can find this match. Now, where is it? I've probably gone past it already. Let me have a look. Right up, we'll start. There we are, there it is there. So it's just started at the top of the hour. In fact, it's a little later than that. And we can see there is, we're in the very early stages. The draw was made last night at 11 PM BST. And we've had one or two results. Smith, John won 21-7 against Akihara. And I think that's about it. There's another match that's due to start as well, which is Stwayne Kubrick against Woody. That should be running right now, but this is the one we're going to concentrate on. And we've got Romario at the table. Misses the cut on the 4, and probably just going to leave the bank here for Blackjagged. Well, I'm going to call him Boris from now on. Boris from Germany, Romario from England. He banks the 4. Now, I think he might have a slight angle on this 7, but he certainly needs to do something with the cue ball to get on the 8. He needs to come back across. Needs to slow up if he's going to leave a straight one. That's not bad. Now if he runs through, he's going to be running towards that 9 ball. It needs to bounce again. Well, this is one of these cuts into a blind pocket. Cue ball's going to be running across to that right hand side. I don't know whether it's going to be an in-off. No, I don't think so. So Boris wins the first rack, and we're off and running. And in goes the 5 ball, top left, as does the 3. And now he should be looking at a good little safety here. Maybe just clip the 1 ball on the left hand side, the right hand side, but if he clips it on the right hand side, he can just tuck the cue ball up in the end rail there and leave the 1 ball where he's put it. That's a good shot. Now, is that 1 and 7 a combo? It looks very like it. Oh, that was close. It was a good effort. I don't think Romario was playing for the combo. He was certainly just playing to hit the 1. And that's a failed attempt at the 1 onto the 7 combo. So here's a chance for Romario. Right, so now Romario's sitting dead straight in the 4, just needs to drop it in. And now a little soft draw shot in the 6 ball, and he'll have a shot in the 7 in the 8. And this has got to be delicate because he doesn't want to leave too high an angle in the 9. And it goes, and we're tied up at 1 rack all. Try break, and just an edge of that 1 ball showing. Now that was a nice kiss on the 3 ball. Well, that's got Romario tied up behind the 8, and I don't know whether he can kick that. He needs to spin it a lot, and he has done. He played that well, but he's left it on. And all the balls are sitting in the open, so this is where Boris just needs to take his time. And now he's got the wrong angle in this 2 ball, so the cue ball's going to come off the side. Really might need to check it up a bit though. And he's got a sight in the 3 ball. No, he hasn't. He's gone too far. I think he has. Can he see enough of that to pot it? No, he can't. He's either going to have to spin it or swerve it or jump it, whatever he wants. Well, that's a good shot. He's going to have to pull out another good one here, but he doesn't need to do anything major with the cue ball. He doesn't want to thump this in. Just leave the 5 at distance. Well, he's taking the risk there, but he's in no man's land. And now that's almost made up his mind to go for the bank here. Well, he's tried for the safety, but he's mistimed that and left it open. Another good chance for Romario here. Romario's left it short in the 6. Again, these are awkward shots going into a blind pocket, and he missed that by the country mile. I think he's got away with it as well. Yep, Boris can't see the potting angle in the 6. He might try and drop the cue ball in behind the 8 though if he gets the pace of this shot right. And again, he's under hit it, I think. Yep. Romario will try and tuck that down the rail. So, well, that was a sort of haphazard attempt at the 6 ball there. Didn't really go to it with a lot of conviction. And Romario just got to tuck the 9 along the rail, and he'll be into the lead. 2 racks to 1. And if Boris is going to make any impact in this match, he really needs to get his act together and take his time on those sort of cuts and put a lot more effort into it. He knows that. Romario is the favourite, but he can be a bit reckless at times. We've seen that. Is that going to get there? No. So now, once again, Boris has got a chance. No problem with the 2 and the 4. But he's got to get from that 4 across to the 5. Where's the cue ball going? Oh, he's okay. He's got a perfect angle. Ideally he would want to just drop over onto that 7 ball and maybe just nudge it a bit if he could. And that's perfect. He's got it off the rail, and that's already improved his chances of winning this rack. But this is a crucial shot because he's straight on this 5 ball and he's going to have to force it to get the cue ball out. And he needs a nice kiss on a 6 ball and he hasn't got it. So again, things have gone wrong. And what does he do? Well, if he goes to the bank, he's only going to get one shot at it, because if the cue ball, if the 6 ball comes off the end rail, it won't get back into this bottom pocket because of the 7. Well, he's got the 6, and he's got nice position in the 7, but again, nice from the point of view he can pot the 7, but not nice because he doesn't have a good angle at all to get out onto the 8, so he's going to have to maybe try and draw for position, which is not the best idea. And digging down, we've said it before and we'll say it again, as soon as you start digging down you can send that ball offline. And the 7 rattled in the jaws. It's gone safe though. Well, I thought it was safe. Romario cuts it in, but look, absolutely no position in the 8 ball, so needs a good kick and a bit of luck. Well, now Boris needs to look at this 9 ball because it's quite close to the rail, and if the cue ball runs over to the left hand side like it's going to do, he's going to have a tough cut on it, and he's hitting it soft, and that's well played. So we're tied up at 2 racks all. No joy again. And Romario has a cut on the 1 into the middle. Cue ball's going to be running into traffic maybe. No, he's managed to avoid it, and if he avoids the 7, well, no joy, but he's got a good chance of a kick here. And again, taking absolutely no time whatsoever. If he took his time in that, he would have at least hit the 2. And he had a good strong chance of maybe kicking the 2 in. But he's always in far too much of a hurry. And I don't think that was the best of positional shots. He's left that short. That cue ball needed to run another 3 or 4 inches to get the comfortable shot into the middle. He's got it, but he's got no shot in the 4. Now just a little delicate edge in the 4. Well, he should have kept that tighter. Try and tuck the cue ball in behind the 6 ball there. Now, can Romario squeeze the 4 past the 9? I don't think so. He might try the combo though. And that was well played. Played it at a nice pace. And it had to be all or nothing there, because at that pace, had the 9 been hanging over the pocket, it would have been an easy steal for Boris. So Romario's back into the lead, 3 racks to 2, and once again comes up drying the break. And now we're seeing misses here because the guys aren't taking enough time over their shots. There's a 30-second shot clock, 15-second extension, and the 2 of them just need to start using that shot clock and put a wee bit more thought into the shot first. Well, no problem getting onto the 4. and needs a nice little angle on the 4, which he's got, and he can bring that cue ball off the right side rail across for the 5. Well, he's left that short again. He can still cut this in, but the cue ball's going to be running around again, and that's why he's ended up there. So now he's got no shot. So we're just looking to maybe tuck this 6 ball along the end rail there now. Yep, that's a good shot. Got the snooker. Let's have a wee look and see what he sees here. Right, so now Boris can kick it off the bottom rail like he's aiming at the moment. He could also kick it behind the 7. Well, he's actually split the two of them. I think Romario's going to have to take this 7 ball long. I don't know, does it pass the 8? No, it doesn't, so he's going to look at a combo, but he's probably best to do what I first said, play it long into this bottom pocket, and he's no problem getting on the 7, but again, desperate to just hit the ball rather than get it lined up. And I think he's got away with it, has he? No, I don't think so this time. I think Boris can see enough of that to pot it, but he's got to get that space between the 8 and the 9. So this is all about pace, and again he's done the same thing. And was he on the 7? Yes, he was. So there's some crucial errors here. Careless errors. That's going to double bank. It's going to go in. A little testy one in the 8 here. And again, another little testy one in the 9. In it goes. So Romario's now opened up a gap. Has that 4-2 lead. In goes the 1 ball. But no shot in the 2. 8 ball goes into the bottom right as well. So Romario just looking to play a push shot here. And he's leaving a bit of a tempter here. Boris could play the reverse bank down past the 4 ball into this bottom right hand corner. Well, he's tried to get the edge. That's not bad. And he's left Romario over the 3 ball, which makes this shot tough. That's going to finish over the middle, I think. Again, that 3 ball does pass the 6 and the 5 into the bottom corner, and Romario's got an angle to spin the cue ball off the side railing down here for the 3. Well, he's I don't think he put anything on it. He's finished a bit square, so this just makes the pot a bit tougher. Well, that was a bit of fortune there. Well, that's finished again in a awkward place, but Romario gets the cut, and Romario's, as much as he's making mistakes, he's still putting him away, and he's now got a 3-rack lead. And Boris needs to stem the flow here. And this is a good chance. I mean, all the balls are sitting there in the open. There's nothing restricting anything. It's just about manoeuvring the cue ball. Again, that's went straight into the 7, and it's left an awkward cut on the 2 into the right middle. And surely he's not going to try a long distance combo on a 9, because that's sort of a bit of a desperate shot at this stage, because all you're doing is surrendering position and control to your opponent. And Romario just needs to roll the 2 into the middle, and he's on the 3. Now, the only slight problem can be that this 6 ball could just hamper position on the 5. So the crucial shot here is getting onto this 4 in such a way to get good control of the cue ball. Now he needs to avoid this 9. Well, that's ended up in the only place that was going to cause him a major problem. And he's hooked himself in the 4. Tried to kick it in. Now, 4 ball hanging over the pocket. Boris can force an angle off the 4 and bring the cue ball up the table. Now, he could try stunning it the length of the table so it just comes up on the left hand side, but that's got to be really accurate. Well, that's actually probably the best outcome if only the 9 ball had got out of the way, because he had the cut in the 5. And now all he's got is an edge. I think he can actually cut that. Yep. That 9 ball acted as a good guide there. Now, where's the 6 ball finishing? Well, pretty nigh perfect for the middle pocket. Just needs to drop it in. I think he can hold for the 7, or if he can't, he can certainly run the cue ball down off the end rail and back up. Difficult to see not being behind the shot. That needs to hit the jaw. Well, that's done him a favour. Now, the simplest shot again would be to just drop the 7 ball in and take the 8 into the middle, or take it long into the bottom right, not try and do anything fancy with the cue ball. And he's put inside English on that to just check the cue ball, and again that's why he's missed the 7. And Romario just looking for cover, doesn't get it. Now this 7 is potable. It's not easy, but it is a chance. I think he's got to go for it. Needs to watch the pace in the cue ball though, doesn't want to let it start running around the table. Now that was a good shot. How's his luck on the 8? It needs to slow up. That's perfect. And again, although it's straight, he can only go back or forward, so he needs to draw past the 9 ball if he can. Well, he managed to get an angle to stun it out. That's actually a lot better than I thought. So, Boris manages to kill the run of Romario and gets one back, and he's trailing by 5 racks to 3. Now, I think something went down there. Was it the 7 ball? Yep, 7 balls going down. No shot in the 1. Now you could try cutting this back to the bottom rail here as we look and sending the cue ball up the table. Well, he's scratching. We needed a bit more English on the cue ball to check it up and stop it going in off. So once again it's Romario's opportunity. As long as Romario avoids the 4 ball. Well, he's ploughed into it. How's that finishing? Well, I think he's still on the 3. Yep. Now looking at this, it's obvious Romario's going to have to take the long 8-ball down the side rail into the top left, and he needs to get an angle because he has to get that cue ball up the table for the 9. He doesn't want to leave this dead straight. And that's pretty much what he's done. He's going to have to control the pace of this. Well, that's why he's ended up there and left himself a very, very thin cut. But he gets it. So Romario goes back into a 3-rack lead. And with the break though, he's scratched. Now, look at the table, look at all of these balls, every one of them sitting wide open. And the major problem here is getting the 1 ball and getting onto the 2. And I don't like that shot. That's... Can he squeeze past that 8 ball? Well, he just made it. Just made it. But look where he's finished. He's hampered over the 5, and he's making trouble for himself here. So a long 3. Hard to see whether Boris can stun this to just hold for the 4 into the left hand corner. Well, that's probably about as good as he could do. I think he was far too straight. So he can come round behind the 5. Needs to run, he's a bit short of weight there. Now the 6 ball goes past the 7 into the bottom left. And well, this is a tough shot because he's now got the wrong angle in the 6. Let's have a look at it from his point of view. And he's got to go for this 100% and watch the in off. But he hasn't cut it enough, and that's... Well, that's actually... I don't think it squeezes past. If it does, it's very, very tight. Yeah, very tight. Well, now Romario should be in trouble. Boris should be looking to just thin the edge of that 4 and tuck the cue ball behind the 7. Which he's done. Now, has he blocked the angle off for the kick off the rail? Let's have a look. No, he hasn't. Well, ball in hand, but there's not really many places that Boris can put this cue ball where he can actually pot the 6, is there? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, he can just make it. Problem is though, he's going to have to move the 7 ball. And I don't know why he didn't put some welly into that shot, because now he's in trouble. He's going to have to just tuck this along the rail and try and hook Romario, but he's went all out for the cut. Now there are times when you have to just stem the tide and don't start risking everything. As it is, he left Romario an awkward cut, and Romario's overcut it. Now needs plenty of top in the cue ball here. Gonna have to hit this with pace because that 9 ball's a long ways away from where the cue ball is at right now, and that's why he's missed the 8. Romario's going to have the same problem. This 8 ball's not quite in the corner pocket. He might actually hit the rail first here and let the cue ball run. Well, he's done the same thing. He's went for power when actually hitting the rail and hitting the ball at the same time and putting a bit of spin on it would have let the cue ball run down into that top left hand corner. So Boris has another chance. Well, this time he's overhit the spin and that's killed the pace in the cue ball, but he's got a cut. Not easy, but he's still got a shot. And he's hit it into the rail. And that should be the end of this rack. Well, in goes the 9. And it has to be said, we've played 10 racks and we've seen no consistency so far. We haven't seen anybody breaking and run out. And again, these two guys have played the game for years and years. And they are capable of running racks, but we haven't seen it. The balls have just been not breaking all that well, or they've been breaking well, but the cue ball hasn't been finishing ideal, I don't think, either. So Romario now leads by 7 racks to 3. There's still a long way to go though, but he's beginning to build up that distance between himself and Boris. And now he's got a problem with this 7 ball, but he's played that well. Well, this is, I think, the first break and run we're going to see, now that I mentioned it. So Romario stretches his lead further. He now leads by 5 racks. Got another couple of balls in the break. He's got a shot in the 1, but he's going to have to work hard to win this rack. Those 3 balls in the top rail. Something's going to have to move. Well, he's got the angle in the 2 here. He can pot the 2 and run the cue ball in and try and move something. He's played that delicate. He has the cut in the 4. Cue ball's going to be running all around the table here. Well, decided to play the safety, and that's probably the wiser shot, because it was little or no chance of getting anywhere near the 5 to move it out. And Boris has actually hit the 7, trying to go for the bank or the kick shot. Well, now with ball in hand, Romario's got a chance to create an angle. He's looked at the 5, whether he can actually get right on the 5. Well, he tried to move it. Now was that a very good shot? Has he left a combo? Well, it can be made. Just needs to kiss that 8 ball. Hit it too thick. Romario banks the 5. Again, left with an awkward cut in the 6. And he tried to be cute there and spin between the 8 and 9. Again, he's leaving himself troublesome shots, but in goes the 8. That was a good shot. Followed by the 9. And already this match is beginning to drift away from Boris. He needs to settle down. That was a good kick there. Left it pretty much a full snooker. Now, well, that's never going to get there. And Boris is losing his way here. Ball in hand to Romario. And this time, no doubt about it, in goes the 2 into the middle. Cue ball off the side rail, end rail, side rail. Well, got that kiss on the 5. Well, no plans for, no prizes for guessing what's going to happen here. Oh well, there you go. If you want a gift to get you going, there it is, Boris. Romario played it soft to give the 9 as good a chance as he can to get it in, but he's left it over the pocket, and that's the sort of gift you want to get you back on the scoreboard. So Romario's lead is cut to 5 racks now, but Boris gets no joy in the break, comes up dry again, and the only saving grace in this rack's the fact the 5 and 8 ball's tied up. And Romario's overhit that by quite a bit. And he's got lucky, I think, here. Let's have a wee look. Yeah. Just a tiny edge of that 3 ball sticking out. Played that with a lot of bottom and left English to kick the cue ball across to the 6. But now he's leaving himself one of these blind pockets shots. He should get this no problem. Well, he's again taking absolutely no time over the shot, and he should be punished for that one. He missed that by 6 inches. And is this going to be the second rack in a row that Boris has stolen? Oh dear, 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 Boris. That's bad. Well, a gilt edge opportunity thrown away there, and Romario back in, and now stretches his lead back to 6 racks. And they are rushing far too much here. Shot clock gives you plenty of time to line up your shot, and they're not making the use of it, and that's why we're seeing a lot of untidy shots. Well, that's certainly going to be difficult to kick, and probably Romario would be best just playing a deliberate foul here and just forcing his opponent to try and run out. Well, we're going to see that opportunity now anyway. He's missed a kick, he's scratched and given ball in hand, and this first shot here is going to be a problem because he's playing the 3 on the long side, and he's got to keep that tucked to the rail. And again, no, that's another poor shot. Not only has he missed a 3 badly, he's scratched and just handed it straight back to Romario. So, Romario looking to punish Boris again. Left himself pretty straight in the 6, should be comfortable to get on the 7. Again, with this long 7 ball, he's got an angle, needs to get the right side of the 8 ball though, but he's played that wrong. And this is just looking to thin the edge and get distance. Well, I think we might see the old heave-ho here. I think he tried to billiard the 9 in, didn't get it. Oh, has he got it second time? No! Well, he didn't get any luck there. And Romario just tidies up. And now leads by 11 racks to 4. Well, Boris, I think, just hit that and hoped he'd get something, but he got nothing. Now Romario trying to go deep draw, take it long. He's played that well. So the crucial shot here is getting from the 5 to the 6. The 6 is sitting there adjacent to the 8. And now he's made it difficult. He's got the cue ball close to the rail. And now he could come off the side rail and back across to the right here for this 6, which is what he's tried. I don't believe he tried that. He overhit that. He's still got a very thin cut though. And it goes. And he gets a nice kiss off the 9. And that was a better controlled shot. Got the spin to just make sure the cue ball kept away from the 8. And Romario stretches his lead further. Now leads by 12 racks to 4 with the break. And dry break again. And no shot for Boris other than a kick. Always scratched again. Well, Romario could have played that better. He's left it short, but he should still be able to cut it in. But once again, in a hurry. Now looking at this, I think Boris is hooked in a 2. Well, that's fortunate. And Romario's not going to have much to do here if Boris misses this kick. Now is that going to tuck behind a 3? Well, there's a good bit of luck. Because that 4 and 9 is sitting there as a combo, and this is his chance. Romario missed the kick. And all Boris has to do is roll the 2 and the 3 in, and he's got a 4 ball onto the 9 combo at the far end there. That should be fairly straightforward. Now don't do anything silly with the cue ball, just leave it as straight as you can. That's the rule here. And you should be able to line this up no problem. So match score now 12-5 to Romario. Now something flew in, but once again he scratched off the break and just not getting the dig into the cue ball to hold it on the break. The cue ball's running around all the time. And Romario, ball in hand, all the balls sitting very nicely indeed. And he's left that short again, leaving himself an awkward cut. But in it goes. Well, I think that was a poor shot because there's no way he played the double. He played to cut that 9 in there. And Romario edges closer to the match goal of 21. Gets 2 balls on the break. 3 ball and the 8 ball go down. Managed to squeeze the one in there. And Romario's under no pressure. And it looks as if he's going to tidy this rack up as well. He's overspun it or not spun it enough this time. He's fell a little bit short. Should still be able to cut this in. No problem getting on the 6. Doesn't want to finish straight. So he can force the little angle here. Just get out for the 7. And then a dead weight shot to leave the 9 into the middle. So it's another rack to Romario. And he now leads by 14 racks to 5. And this time it's Romario's turn to scratch in the break. Now these are the opportunities where you have to hold your game together, because all the balls again sitting perfect, and the only way these aren't going to get into the hole is if you can't get that cue ball under control. So you roll the 1 in, you roll the 2 in, you've got the 4 into the right middle, cue ball just rolls through a little bit for the 5 up in the top corner. You can play the 6 long if it comes to it. The problem's getting from the 6 to the 7 though. So this is now the critical shots in this rack. Again, he's trying to do something that he didn't need to do. And as it is, he's just handed another opportunity to Romario. Hit that far too hard. Didn't need to, just needed to actually pot the 5 and leave the 6 at distance. And then he could have run the cue ball around the table in the 6 ball. Well, Romario didn't fancy that, didn't plan on the kiss into the 9, so now he's got a tough 6. So it now goes back to Boris. And this is all about pace, because we've seen these 6 balls. Any ball stuck in the corner makes it tough. But he's got a shot in the 7. Needs a little bit of right English for ideal position in this 8-ball. Well, that's made it worse. He's kissed it onto the rail, but again he's going to have to knock this in. The 9's into the middle pocket, no problem. You might even just run this into the top corner. Yep. So Romario still leading by 14 racks to 6. And again, no joy in the break. And Romario just looking at a push out. Well, he's left an invitation to Boris here just to roll the 1 in. That's a big pocket at the far end, but he's hit the 1 straight into the 5. Yeah, playing that bottom of the cue ball. The cue ball's always going to run across over towards the middle pocket. Got a bit fortunate there, managed to run it off the 2 jaws, and now he's sitting perfect here. And got a nice angle on that 4 just to drop through onto the 5. 6 is sitting there nicely near this bottom left hand corner. 7 will go down the rail. And you see he's ran the cue ball around and he's left himself dead straight in the 6. He's going to have to force this again, I think. A bit of spin. So, Romario now leads by 15 racks to 6. And just needing another 6 racks to send Boris into the 1 lost side. And for Romario to advance into the 3rd round. Is it the 3rd round or the 2nd round? What round are they in? They get a bye. Double check the brackets. I can't remember where they were sitting. Yeah, they're already in the 2nd round, so this tie to decide who goes through to round 3. Well, a little delicate draw here. I'll get Romario nicely on the 2. And he's going to have to play something a bit better here to go into this 4, because it really only goes in to the left middle or that top left hand corner as we look. Maybe just a little draw back. Well, he needs to spin away and he's not got enough here. Just looking to keep it long. That 5 ball is sitting there as a blocker. And that's a pretty good effort. Romario usually just kicks. Well, here's an opportunity. A pretty straight 4 ball. A little roll through. He's overhit that again. But he's going to leave himself the long 5. That's spinning the wrong way. Can you see it to pot it? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think you can see the potting angle. This is tough though. Is he going for the bank? I don't know whether that bank's on. 9 balls in the way. Well, that wasn't in the same county, that shot there. And here goes Romario again. Oh. Well, Boris is faced with the same shot. In fact, he's faced with a worse shot because this is even thinner. I'm just playing the safety. No point in trying to run that ball around the table. The 8 ball was blocking the bank, so there was nothing on for him. And Romario looking to kick the 7, which he gets. And he finishes up on the 9. And now he has a 10 rack lead. Leading by 16 racks to 6. And no ball at all in the break again. Now Boris should be looking at a good safety here. This one cuts, but well, he's actually tried to cut and he's kicked in behind it. He might have got away with it. Yep, the one certainly doesn't go into the middle, but it can be cut into that top right hand pocket as we look. I don't think that's getting there. Well, I think the golden rule is you never draw for position if you can help it. And Boris drew it right up the table into the corner pocket. And again, it's another gift opportunity to Romario. Although he's going to have to be a bit clever with this one, I think. A little combo. Now he can send this cue ball around the angles to get up into the top half of the table, which he's done. That's all he needed to do to have a shot in a 6. And as long as he doesn't run around the angles and come in behind the 9, he should be sitting on this 8 ball. That needs to keep going. It's going to fall short, and oh dear. Has he? Oh no, he can get through. Well, he's trying to make life difficult for himself, but he got there in the end. And a couple of balls have gone down this time. And Romario has a long cut on the 2 onto the 9 here. He'll probably go for it. No, he's got it in the middle. Didn't think he could make it in the middle, but it's a good shot. And this is looking odds on like a break and run here for Romario. Needs to keep going. He's left it short. Should still be able to cut it, but a little bit more awkward than you would really want. But in it goes. And you'd have to say this match is looking all but over. Romario stretches his lead to 12 racks, leading by 18 racks to 6 and just 3 racks away from the third round. Now, needs to hit something here. Let's have a look up at the top end. Is he a shot in the two? No, he hasn't. Well, somehow Romario managed to squeeze that 2-ball past the 4. Hit the edge of it, but still went in. Now, can you cut that 3? That looks impossible. Yeah. Asking a bit too much there. Now, Boris couldn't do an awful lot with the cue ball there, but could have done with a better kick than that. That kiss off the 6 is not scratched again, is he? No. Well, here's a chance for Romario, shooting into a blind pocket, but he's going to be on the 5-ball. And just a draw on the 5. And again, remember, these shots can rattle in the jaws, but he got it clean. And a little draw again. And he's up on the 7. Slightly the wrong angle, is he? No, he's... well... Again, he's going to have to pull out a good one here. I think he tried a sort of reverse type bank shot, but no joy. And Boris manages to steal another rack. But can't buy a ball in a break. And again, Boris is letting that cue ball run, and it's scratched. Now, he must have done that about 5 or 6 times in this match, and it's probably a good example of why you should try and keep better control of the cue ball, because when you start running the cue ball around when you don't necessarily need to, it's going to start doing things that you don't like. And if you're scratching like half a dozen times, then maybe you're doing something slightly wrong. And this is why the more experienced players in the game have mastered their positional play and avoid those scratches a lot less often than most other players. Again, no joy with that kiss on the 6, and he's left himself hooked. And this is a kick in hope here. And no joy. So Romario again, just to 4 balls to get ever closer, and this should be simple enough. But again, he's trying to do something that he didn't need to. plenty of room past that 9 ball, and he's overcut it. And just to bank on here for Boris, cue ball's going to come up for the 8 ball. Doesn't need to hit this too hard. Just let it take the angle to the pocket. Don't worry about the cue ball. Well, I don't know why he's going for the long kick. The bank's a lot easier. Well, that's probably the best outcome with that shot. Finishing safe. Romario's going to try and kick this in though. Well, if he's going to go for the thin cut, he needs to watch the spin. He could easily double bank the cue ball and scratch. And he's played it well. And just needs the cue ball in the middle of the table, and he's on the 9. And this is looking good pace. And a straight 9, just roll it in. Now, can Blackjagged Boris, can he get to double figures? Well, he's got a good chance. He got a ball in the break, couple of balls in the break, 2 ball and a 6 have gone. Again, he's got a very thin cut, but he's looking to play a safety, or is he trying to reverse bank it into the middle? He could scratch here again if he stuns this. Well, he's got the bank. How's his luck in the 3? Well, he's got a shot. He might want to bank it again though. And he's going to have no shot in the 4 though, because it doesn't squeeze past the 9. And I think he's hooked Romario with the 8. So now, ball in hand, Boris should leave himself an angle in this 3 to try and kiss into the 9 and the 4. Well, what are the odds in that? Not only has he missed to 3, but for some reason he managed to squeeze the cue ball between the 9 and the 4. And look at the gap. Well, that was a good attempt at a long combo. It was long odds he was going to get it. It was a tough shot. But Romario's got a big 10 rack gap, so he's prepared to take the risk. And that's a pretty good safety, but an easy kick. Well, I say easy. Romario's did everything but hit the 4 ball. Now, Boris has entirely forgotten about the 4 ball. Not paying attention. I think his mind's elsewhere. And Romario, I don't think he'll take much time in just clearing these up. Just roll the 8 in, roll this 9 down the rail. This is why you should take your time in the shots. Get a good look at the table, make sure that all the balls that you need to get are still there. Romario banks the one. I think he can just catch the edge of this 2-ball. Yeah, it was a thin cut. He's got away with it. Is he going to try and catch the edge of the 2? Yes, he did. Again, trying to do the virtually impossible. But if Romario's going to win this one, he's going to have to do something with that 4 and 9 ball up at the top end. Is it the 4 ball? Let's have a look. Yep. He's trying to spin into them. Well, that's not bad because he can certainly bank the 4. Again, let's see if he does a better job in this cut. And that's nice. Oh dear, I thought that was going in. But he's left it up. Now, well, the angle in the 6, cue ball's got to go off the bottom rail and back up for this 8. Needs to run. It needs to run. And he's spun that way inside English there and spun it into the 9. Put too much on it. I think I'm surprised. I would have thought Romario would have went for the bank there. Sitting on 19. I don't know whether Boris can get this thin enough for the billiard onto the 9. That's maybe what he's trying. Yeah, it was. The cue ball needed to be further out into the table to try and play the billiard. So now Romario will just tidy up. And Romario now sitting on the hill, leading by 20 racks to 8, and just needs one more. So looking for a good break here. 4 ball goes in. And he's sitting perfect on the 1 ball. Now, does the 2 go past the 3? Yes, it does. And Boris might have played his last shot in this match. Romario doing his best to get himself into trouble. And that needs to keep travelling. Well, he's in that no man's land area. Again, he's got the cut, or he has the bank. And it needs to keep running again, the cue ball. Got to be careful with the in-off. Well, Blackjagged, Boris been handed a lifeline there. Romario getting himself out of shape behind the 8 ball, looking to kick the 7, and it's ball in hand. Well, he's playing the combo, and both balls go in, and he's sitting perfect in the 9. So he's managed to hold off the inevitable. Oh, and in goes the 9. That's the first 9 ball break we've seen in the rack. So we've played 30 racks and we've only seen one golden break, but it came at the right time. So Boris has got himself to double figures and only needs another 11 racks for victory. 11 racks in a row. And plenty of balls there to hide behind. Got the snooker, and Romario's got lucky. Kicked at the one, got the kiss in, and he's got a shot in the two as well, but no shot in the three. Well, I think he'll go for the bank this time. That's sitting pretty as a bank shot. But he had to avoid hitting the four. But he's got lucky again. That was a well played shot. Little Massey shot round the four. Kicks the three in. Beautiful little shot. Now can he draw back onto that five? Let's have a look. He's a bit close to the rail. No, that's too tough. But as long as he avoids the traffic here, if he avoids that 9 ball, well, he's trying to dig it back. And he's going to draw into the pocket. Oh, well, that jaw saved him. Well, Boris didn't manage to squeeze the 5 plus to 7. But has it gone safe? Can Romario cut this in along the rail? Yes, he can. Where's the cue ball going? That's coming out perfect for the 6, I think. Yeah, that's perfect. Just a little drawback. He's gone straight though, but he might just kill the cue ball and leave this. Well, he's trying to draw it back. Managed to do it. And just to cut in on the 9. So Romario finishes the match off and wins by 21 racks to 10. And Blackjagged needs to go back to the practice table and get some practice in. If he's going to battle his way through on the one loss side, Romario advances into round 3.